Welcome to Vsb News Online for Friday, May the 8th. I'm Charles Webb. In a sequel to Tuesday's incident on Palmetto Road in which 4 men were alleged to have attacked an employee of Works and Engineering on his job site, 26-year-old Tyon Smith Ming of Pembroke appeared in magistrate's court today charged with carrying a bladed article, namely a knife, in a public place and unlawfully wounding Shekhar Luby. He pleaded not guilty and was released on a $10,000 bail by Magistrate Kamisa Tukumbo. In early reports, it was stated that the victim, Mr. Luby, put one of his attackers in hospital with head injuries. Congratulations were offered today by Minister Michael Fay to Charles Gosden and his team for their sweeping victory in the municipal elections. But the new mayor was adamant that before he met with the minister in charge of the municipalities, he wanted first to meet with his new council. Last night, when he emerged the winner over former Alderman Carlton Simmons, Mr. Gosden offered the peace pipe to the 2 survivors of the Team Hamilton regime.
First of all, give thanks to my opponent. We had a good contest. Most certainly like to thank the returning officers who have been here since about 6 this morning. But I'm really happy to report that not only was I successful in being re-elected as the mayor, but also we were able to bring in our 3 members, 2 of our members for the residents team, and that being Carlton Johnson here. Well done, Carlton. Thank you. We were also able to bring Henry Ming, who unfortunately is not able to be with us here tonight, but still, that's great. Next on our agenda, I've already spoken to the members of the elected council, with the exception of George Scott, who I congratulate. Unfortunately, he's not here. We will be meeting tomorrow afternoon and starting to see what the city secretary can prepare for us in terms of documentation, so we can have a kind of busy weekend catching up and trying to start a series of meetings beginning next week.
Your first piece of agenda meeting with the minister?
My first piece of the agenda is meeting with the council.
Mr. Simmons, gracious in defeat, was disturbed at the number of ballots that were spoiled by voters who added derogatory remarks about the previous corporation.
It's so much I could say. Even just some of the ballots, people don't quite understand the significance of having a right to vote. Some of these snark remarks people put on ballots, not understanding that you may be making a point, but you're spoiling a ballot, you're spoiling an opportunity for vote. I think a ton of education has to take place within the sort of residential side of the community. The businesses came out strong, they understand the value of the vote. But in the end, it really did come down to numbers. The city, I think there needs to be a serious order. I spoke to Mr. Gosden about this, of who actually is in the city. And I think if we had a refined list of actual residents, I think that list will be somewhere in the region of about 260 voters. The amount of residents, I have to say thank you to the residents. The residents came out strong. If I had a list with about 200 names on it, and I can honestly say that 195 of those people came on. So that's why I say to you with all sincerity that I really do believe that the residential list needs to be revised, looked at, and in reality, the figure should have been something like 260 residents to say 416 votes. Had that been the case, then there may have been a slightly different formula for the voting and whatnot. But again, this is the first time around for this format, and obviously lessons will be learned. However, I will remain by my remarks that I don't think it's possible under this format to see a mayor not voted in by the businesses. So the government was quite successful in their strategy to give the business back their vote.
What's next for Mr. Simmons?
Relax, sleep, get a bath. It's been a good fight, I have to say. I'm not really disappointed. I can't say that. I don't think I had anything to lose coming in this race, and I spoke to Mr. Gosden throughout, and I'm actually glad I ran, because I think it brings legitimacy not only to Mr. Gosden's candidacy, right? But had I not run, he would have been unopposed, and I don't think that's good democracy to begin with. For myself personally, I learned a lot, especially being in the room and just seeing how people vote. And I'll take that experiences with me, and wherever I pop up in the future, I'm sure that will benefit me.
Roseanne Edwards, the former councillor who topped the poll last night, kept her comments short and sweet.
I want to say thank you to all the residents and my constituents, and being able to have the opportunity to have a second term. I can't see. The people of the city, they're the real assets, and they're the ones that I'm working for. So I do hope that I want to say thank you. All right.
St. Georgians woke up this morning to find they had a new mayor. Quinnell Francis formerly served as deputy mayor to the man she defeated, Garth Roswell. Here's a report from the polling station last night. When Quinnell Francis last night won the election as mayor of St. George's, topping the polls with 278 votes, she became the third and youngest woman to hold the office. After receiving congratulations from her family and supporters, she made it clear that tucked in her young mind and in writing was a plan for the economic survival of the town.
We're definitely going to start moving the town forward. Like I said previously, we're going to start with our economic revival. We're going to get this marina done, and we're going to move forward with the marina. We're going to talk with the government to get this hotel going. We're going to make sure that we have our town hall meetings. We're going to open our public general meetings so the public can come, and we're going to improve our infrastructure. So we have got a lot of things to do in the next 3 years, and I'm ready to take it on with my new team.
And you've got the energy to move forward.
I've got the energy to move forward, and I just can't say thank you enough to all my supporters, to my voters. It's just wonderful.
It's not easy to suffer defeat, but former Mayor Garth Rothwell was very supportive of his opponent, who defeated him by 101 votes.
Quinnell will make a fine mayor. I've worked with her for the last 3 years, and she has a strong team. So I'm looking forward for St. George's. I think we've got something to look forward to.
So what will you do now?
I'm going to go and have some dinner. And I'll think about it tomorrow morning.
The other defeated candidate, Alfonso Harris, chalked up only 23 votes and left soon after the count. But Progressive Labour Party representative for constituency 3, St. George's South, Levita Fogo, saw the election result as being good for the old town.
I think it's an indication that people wanted a fresh face, someone who is more connected with the younger folks. And I think that most of the people in St. George's believe that with Miss Francis, that she will bring new ideas and hopefully increase the buzz down here in the historic town of St. George's. I believe that that's what caused her to win quite handsomely at that. I think as Quinnell went out canvassing, much of what she shared with the constituency spoke to the type of ideas that she is trying to introduce in this particular area. And all of St. George's wants St. George's to return to the vibrant state that it once enjoyed. And I think that they believed with new ideas and with a fresh face that we can realize that here in St. George's.
And we'll be back with more news right after this.
The Marketplace Food Court is you and your family's one-stop shop. Start your day at the Breakfast Bar with omelets made to order and traditional Bermuda codfish breakfast. The chefs will cook lunch and dinner to your liking. Along with the salad bar, sandwich bar, sushi bar, and fruit bar, the Marketplace Food Court is your kitchen away from home. Every day is hassle-free with nutritious meals from the Marketplace Food Court. Visit us 7 days a week. Homemade cooking, quality service, all at prices you can count on.
Argyle Limited boss Robert McCallagh and former City Mayor Graham Outerbridge broke their silence today in a joint 4-page statement which details the history of how the Argyle finance firm became involved with the Parlerville Hotel. In essence, as Vsb News' Brian Darby reports, it appears to be an Argyle subsidiary known as Argyle UAE that was involved in dispensing the $18 million bridging loan.
Mr. McKellar says that Argyle UAE has been requested to terminate the agreement it entered into with the private trust set up by Parlerville Residences and to return all monies. This, he said, would result in losses to Argyle as it would not be able to make profits under the remainder of the terms of its agreement. However, as there were issues which were unclear as to the correct beneficiary of the funds, Argyle had instructed lawyers in Bermuda to receive the return of the funds, which it was now in process to do. The recipients of these funds is to be determined, as it is unclear to Argyle who is entitled to them, and for that reason Argyle will receive advice from its lawyers and act in accordance with that advice. Mr. McGellar adds that it should be stated that no time was Argyle contacted by Minister Michael Fay prior to any statements that he has made to the press. Mr. Atteridge said that a number of ex-parte rulings and a number of statements have been made in the public realm, none by him or by Argyle. In every conversation, he had reiterated that the money was not lost and that Argyle had been attempting to get the funds, resulting from the now cancelled agreement, repatriated to Bermuda. It was also noted that the continued assault of ex parte rulings and multiple court actions had completely halted any and all attempts to repatriate the funds in a manner that would release Argyle and the City of Hamilton from any liability. In virtually every occasion, this information had been ignored. Brian Darby reporting for Vsb News.
Premier Michael Dunkley lost no time today in extending congratulations to British Prime Minister David Cameron following the Conservative Party's majority win in yesterday's UK elections. Here are the details. Mr. Dunkley, who followed the UK elections quite intently, formally wrote to the British Prime Minister this morning, offering his well wishes on behalf of the government and people of Bermuda. In an excerpt from the letter, the Premier wrote, "I wish to extend congratulations on your victory on behalf of the government and people of Bermuda. We are keen to continue our long-standing relationship with the UK government and engaging in our work on mutual priority interests. During your tenure as Prime Minister, we have achieved great measures in upholding international corporate responsibility and have supported the UK's efforts in achieving a global standard of tax and transparency. We look forward to continuing our work and commitment in upholding international obligations of British principles." You want to buy a post office? The government has one for sale. From Monday, they will offer for sale the former Harrington Sound Post Office. The building and adjoining land parcel will be available for viewing at prearranged times from Monday until the 12th of June. Conditional and unconditional offers are invited, and we are told the property lends itself to use in its current state or as a redevelopment, which utilizes its planning, zoning views, or proximity to the Harrington Sound and busy thoroughfare. And now we turn to Earl Baisden with the latest from the sports desk.
Tyler Smith was crowned the NJCAA Women's Tennis National Champion in both singles and doubles. Smith, who was ranked number 1 in the Flight 3 singles division, defeated third seed Katie Delgado in straight sets 6-1, 6-2. Smith then teamed up with Mingxing De, and they made the number 1 seed in the doubles Flight 2. In their doubles final, they defeated the number 3 seeds Amani Houston and Natalie Navilia in straight sets 6-2, 6-1. Our SoftBank team Japan will compete for the America's Cup after its challenge through the Kaneza Yacht Club was accepted by the Golden Gate Yacht Club, represented by the defending champions Orco Team USA. We are very pleased to welcome a Japanese challenge back to the America's Cup after a 15-year absence. Norbert Bergen was quoted as saying, "He's the Commodore of the Golden Gate Yacht Club." He goes on to say, "All the formalities have been completed and we can't wait to see them on the waters this summer." Meanwhile, the Bermuda International Invitational IOD Regatta continued on the waters of the Great Sound yesterday with 3 more races held, with a total of 9 races now completed in the series. Peter Rickwire won the first race of the day, with Fred Olsen winning the second race. Paul Zupan ended the day with a win in the third race of the day. Overall, Wickwire leads with 25 net points, Pierre Crosby is in second with 28 points, and Patrick Cooper is in third with 30 points. The Whitney Institute were crowned the Bermuda School Sports Federation Middle School Boys Super 8 cricket champions yesterday at the National Sports Center after defeating Tian Tatum in the final. Whitney batted first and scored 77 runs in their allotted 7 overs. Bray Robinson led the scoring with 16 runs, while Jaden Tolbert added 15. Tian Tatum were then immediately put to the sword when Whitney bowler Sancho Jackson dismissed the Tian Tatum opener with his first delivery. He eventually took 3 wickets for 2 runs in his over. Robinson compounded Tian Tatum's problems in the next over by taking 2 wickets for 7 runs. Christian Lalage displayed some late batting heroics for Tian Tatum, scoring a boundary-filled 28 runs. Despite his effort, Tian Tatum fell short in their chase and were bowled all out for 64. Whitney had earlier defeated EastEnders Clearwater Middle School in their semifinal. Clearwater batted first and scored 43 runs behind 18 from Jabari Darrell. They also got 11 from Ian Smith. Whitney reached their target with 2 overs to spare, with top scorer Najee Rayner scoring 22. Tian Tatum defeated Sand Secondary Middle School in the other semifinal. Tian Tatum batted first and scored 74 runs, with Jaden Manders leading the team to victory with 17 runs, while Kajay Warner added 13. Simeon Boris led Sands in the bowling department with 2 wickets for 7 runs. Sands could only manage 60 runs in reply, with Dalen Richardson scoring 18 and Boris scoring 12. The Bermuda Netball Association's 2015 Summer League season continued at Bernard Park with yet another triple header that produced 158 goals on the night. Squad 2 defeated BAC 29-27. Squad 2 were led to victory by Kamala Nadir, who scored 20 goals. Amaya Butterfield added 6, and Maya Saunders scored 3. Teachers defeated the Family 29-23. Shonette Birch scored 20 goals for the Teachers, with Tanika White adding 9. Jalen Hines scored 16 goals for Family, while Nakia Webb added 7. Squad 1 defeated PHC Lady Zebras 38-12. Lenore Robinson scored 17 goals to lead Squad 1 to victory. Inchene Smith and Amali Smith both added 8 goals each. Zakiah Dorm scored 5 goals. Renika Simon scored 10 goals for the PHC Lady Zebras, while Tahira Hill scored twice. The Department of Youth, Sport and Recreation, in conjunction with the Grotto Bay Tennis Club, conducted a tennis program for approximately 12 weeks during the school year, with tennis activities of fitness, drills, and stroke development for students who participated in the Eastern Region Government after-school programs. Grotto Bay Tennis Club currently facilitates 3 after-school programs, inclusive of Francis Patton, Harrington Sound have 2 groups, and Elliott Primary. Alan Smith, Senior Supervisor of the Department of Youth, Sport and Recreation's after-school program, and Roma Douglas, head coach of Grotto Bay Tennis Club, collaborated to host a tennis showcase. After a 1-year absence, Mitchell Campbell and his Skidmore College men's golf teammates will return to the NCAA Division III golf tournament after winning the Liberty League championships at the Par 72 Locust Hill Country Club. After a first round 84, Campbell came back strong to shoot a second round par 72 to finish tied 6th at 156. He had 4 birdies on the second day. The Bermuda Dressage Group recently concluded their CEA Dressage Challenge at the National Equestrian Center on Vesey Street. In the children's test level 3 class, Robin Stemple finished first riding Happy Feet with a score of 72.045%. Claire Tomlinson finished second riding In Fashion with a score of 69.091%. Casey Truen riding De La Vega finished third with a score of 66.364%. In the adult training level 3 class, Carissa Rebane riding Midori WF finished first with a score of 70%. Jackie Scott finished second with a score of 68.864% riding Deportista. And Abby Barjat riding What a Deal finished third with a score of 67.72%. Jair Mitchell continued to be busy competing in the United States of America. Mitchell recently competed in the area qualifier in Tennessee. In 250B limited motors, Mitchell recorded a 6th and a 3rd place finish, finishing 4th overall in the class for the day. He finished 5th while competing in the college class. He recorded finishes of 9th in the first race before winning the second race. He closed out his participation winning the 450B limited class. I'm Earl Basden reporting for VSB Sports.
Looking at the weather for Saturday, May 9th, there will be sunny breaks, a few morning showers, with 1 or 2 later. Winds will be southeasterly, light to moderate. We're expecting a high near 74 and a low near 65. This weather forecast is courtesy of the Bermuda Weather Service. Thanks for watching VSB News Online for Friday, May the 8th. I'm Charles Webb, wishing you mothers a very happy Mother's Day.